Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So, today I have another special guest. His name is Chris. So, Chris and I worked at UBO, I think it was about this 7 years ago. I don't even know. I feel so old. But yeah, and that's where we met. And we were in Nigerian law school together, Lagos campus, but we didn't know each other then. Okay, so let me just let him introduce himself. So, Chris, in a nutshell, could you please introduce yourself to us?
My name is Chris. That's the first obvious fact. What's not so obvious, I guess. I'm a lawyer. Like Tele said, we practiced together. We trained together in um, Udoduma and Bilosage in Lagos. Beautiful times, wonderful times. And right now, I'm an associate in the M&A team for Carrios in Jersey LLP. That's an offshore firm. You might have heard about it. And yeah, I think that's basically it about me, to be honest. I'm just a lawyer during the day's work trying to make businesses go.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Okay, so that takes me to my first question, which is why did you decide to make that move from working as a lawyer in a top firm in Nigeria to now working as a lawyer in Jersey?
For a significant period of my life, yeah, I've always wanted to practice law in a different jurisdiction. I'd always wanted to be a dual qualified lawyer, at least see law from a different perspective than Nigeria. So that's my major reason, right? That's the major reason why I decided to leave Nigeria and go to Jersey, because I was in my exploratory era, should I say, trying to try new things, and no regrets so far. It's been a good time.
Okay. Okay, so why Jersey?
Well, so at the time when I was going to make the move, right, it was I had a couple of options as well, but Jersey won because I figured that moving offshore would allow me to understand certain aspects of corporate practice, because it's because it's an offshore jurisdiction. You mostly face like structuring questions. You mostly face how to help clients that are moving that have to do things that have to do with their entities. So it's not as should I say operational business based as Nigeria is, or like other onshore jurisdictions. So I wanted a deeper understanding. I wanted a more, should I say, more technical understanding of company law and corporate practice. So that's why I chose Jersey. Yeah, so that's why.
Okay. Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, so please could you share the steps that you took to successfully transition from Nigeria to Jersey?
No, you know, I didn't set out to do anything different, anything special. So I think what had already prepared me for the move was my experience, or the experience I already had in Lagos. So corporate law experience, because I think it depends if yeah, I was going to say it depends on if anybody is looking to move, but it depends on the skills or the experience that they already have. Not like that matters all the time, but I think it could be a big booster. So, so I didn't really do anything different. It was just my experience from UUB was I think was a helping hand, should I say, in getting over here.
Okay. So how was the job hunting process for you? Like talk us through the process. We want to know, give us the tea. That's why we're here, please.
So in terms of how I actually did it, right? So, well, I don't know. There was a lot of me doing things. There was majorly me just going for interviews and all of that. But I think the major thing was the recruiter reached out to me on LinkedIn, and then they started talking about different roles in the UK, roles in Jersey, and then other offshore jurisdictions as well. There's Guernsey, Cayman Islands, there's Bermuda, and we spoke about a couple of the roles that were open at the time. And then I also, well, people that were very helpful for me, because I have family in the UK. So speaking with them was very helpful. They put me through what well, for someone that's always just worked in Nigeria or working outside Nigeria feels like. So I had help from there as well, notably. And then so from there was a matter of screening the roles, right? And I'd say recruiters are usually very helpful. For some reason I've heard like mixed feedback from other people that have like worked with recruiters, but for me it's been in is a very helpful experience because they know the firms, they know who you are going to, they know what they're like, so they're able to tell you whether this is the right fit or not. And after that, got 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 an opening with heard about the opening with Cario saying went through the team, look at the type of work that they do, and then obviously the recruiter helped in telling me what they are like, what their firm is like, and all of that. So went for the first interview. I think the first interview was actually a written test. So yeah, wrote the test and had like two sets of interviews, and after that, I got the role. Well, but it's I feel like I've said in a really boring manner anyway. But you know, when you're under pressure, it's more exciting, should I say? But really, the steps for me were get the experience in Nigeria, um, spoke to a recruiter, worked with a recruiter, and then I got the role.
Okay. So thanks for that, Chris. So can you give us some steps, or no, not steps, tips on how to reach out to recruiters? Because there are thousands of recruiters on LinkedIn. So how did you know the right recruiter to reach out to? And what do you say to them, for instance? So if you have any tips or tricks, that would be helpful.
So actually, yeah, thanks for asking that actually, because I think working with a recruiter is like almost any other relationship, right? Like it could work and it could not work, right? So it gets kind of iffy because I know that I've heard of situations where people have tried to work with recruiters and it didn't really work out. So I think recruiters are professionals as well, right? And they're really just trying to link person A to person B. So they already, probably from having a look at your LinkedIn profile, they can already screen who they think would be a fit for their client or who their client is looking for. So they'd be partial in that way. But if you're going to reach out to a recruiter, I'd say you tell them, well, first of all, introduce yourself, tell them who you are, tell them what you're doing, tell them what you're looking for. So they like somebody they like to speak to people that are ready to move or know what they want or have an idea of what it is that they're actually interested in, so they'll know whether you'll be a right fit or not. Because I mean, the first step is to know who you are, then you need to know where you're going to, so they can help you bridge that gap. But first, they would it's probably best to also reach out to one another and you can talk about where you're interested in going to, and they can tell you the type of skills that you need to be able to get to that place. So yeah, that I think that's the most important thing in talking to a recruiter. But I would say that it's not straight and cut. It's not like you meet one and then it just works like that. You might have to reach out to multiple people. Yeah, so yeah, so that I think that's the key. It's just like any other relationship. You have to find something that works because not everybody gets along well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's like how some people have to date many people until they find the one, while others are fortunate.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. It's just like the first one or the second one or something silly like that. Whereas others have to kiss many toes before they find the prince.
Absolutely. Okay, so what advice do you have for someone considering a similar career move as you?
If a person is looking to, well, I think for to start with, I think what I think is most important is the experience that you have, right? And the most popular practice areas in Jersey, offshore really, the most popular ones are corporate M&A, mergers and acquisitions, banking and finance, funds, arbitration, litigation, and I'm not sure that a lot of persons from outside Jersey have moved to do property, but there's property as well, and trust and private wealth. So if a person is looking to move over to Jersey, build build experience in one of the relevant areas or be open to, right? And then look out for the openings, look out for the jobs, especially, I mean, obviously we're talking about Nigerian lawyers. Look out for openings or try to reach out to a recruiter, or you could do both really. But probably speak to the recruiter and let them know where else you've made applications, because they don't like it when you make an application and have them submitting, because that's like a double entry and stuff. But so yeah, build experience, talk to someone, because I mean, if you're looking to move somewhere, you need to talk to someone that knows about it. So you can't wish from afar. Get to talk to somebody that I can put you in touch or tell you what to do. Well, usually if you are able to talk to an offshore recruiter, you can search offshore recruiter on LinkedIn. I'm sure you find something, and then yeah, that should help really.
Okay, thanks for that. Because people don't know where to start from. Like people see LinkedIn as this place, and it's so daunting. People don't really know how to navigate their way through LinkedIn. So thank you for those tips. I was going to ask about sponsorship. Okay, that's a big pain point of many people right now. Are they willing to sponsor, or how flexible are they, or when it comes to sponsorship?
So for sponsorship, yes. So I got sponsorship, and the other lawyers I know that moved from Nigeria here also got sponsorship. So typically, these roles, typically, if for associate for lawyer roles, they typically have sponsorship. So you wouldn't have to worry about that, like supporting yourself or applying for. Well, you have to apply for your own visa administratively, but like I think there's some other rules that you have to make an annual payment for your visa or for your visa sponsorship. But it's not so over here. If you're moving as a lawyer, I'm not sure about other rules, but I'm pretty sure that for lawyers that are moving over to Jersey, they typically have visa sponsorship.
Okay, okay.
And
So in
I should
terms,
mention it's the same as the UK anyway. So you basically get a UK visa, you get you get a UK visa, and that's what you use.
Oh, okay. So you also get your British passport after 5 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So if you're looking to get UK sponsorship and you didn't know, then now you know that you can do it through one of the Channel Islands. Okay, so reflecting on your journey so far, is there anything that you feel like you would have done differently?
Mm, I don't think there's anything I would have done differently, to be honest. No, I don't think there's anything I would have done differently because no, there's nothing I would have done differently because it was it's starting to look like a long time ago, but it was also well. I think one thing I would have preferred was if I was mentally prepared for how drastic the change would be, right? So if I'd because I mean everyone says leaving home, and then you leave home and then, brah, it's not easy. So maybe maybe if I'd prepared a bit more mentally, I'd have been better off. But then still, I was still gone through the motions and all of that, and yeah, it would have been the same thing. So yeah.
Okay, so tell us more about the change and the challenges that you faced so far. Just tell us.
So it's so I'm struggling because I don't want to get emotional because I think this will get emotional. Reminds me of somebody. I'm just teasing Bond, to be honest. Anyway, let me see. Challenges, in terms of challenges, I mean, first of all, you're going to be far away from your familiar space. But I think one thing that a person will just generally need, which I think is the old message for making changes like this, career changes, life changes, is just you have to top up on your adaptability skills. I mean that sounds really generic, but there's a lot of things to change. There's lifestyle, there's what you're eating, there's how you sleep, there's lots of random things, and I don't think anything quite prepares you for it until you're in the middle of it, right? But in terms of work, you there's little things like different some tiny changes in law that I mean you need this on the back of your hand, and then you move over to a different jurisdiction. It's just slightly changed so much enough so that it has a different result. And if you're going to base your advice on what you knew before, you might be in for a pot of soup, hot soup. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. It's just adapting. I don't know if that answers the question properly.
No, Chris. We need details, like we need the tea. Give examples, please. So I think, yeah, just give examples, maybe one or two of where you felt like, this place is not for me. Oh. Maybe did you ever feel like you made the wrong decision?
No, I won't ever say I made the wrong decision, right? I won't say that. I don't think it was that. It was just. I think it is something that looks easier than when you're going through it. Do you see? I don't know how to pass that message across. So you think it's going to be because I mean, there's a lot of reasons to make the change, right? There's increasing your experience, but then when you need to grow, you need to stretch, you need to feel pain. Well, you will feel pain when you're growing. So I'm just saying. So in terms of okay, I think one interesting point for me is going to be the amount of because I think I even alluded to this earlier is the amount of skill you have practicing in Nigeria. You build it up to a level, yeah, and then you move to a different jurisdiction. It drops. It drops because it is no longer the same thing. The processes might be the same. I mean, an M&A transaction basically goes the same way, right? But when you have to do it somewhere else, there's going to be different changes because I mean when 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 the licenses you need for a particular business in Nigeria will be different than the licenses you need in another jurisdiction. And then whether you build warranties around those or not, that's even more an easier way, easier thing because I was going to talk about the warranties you give, the way you draft your agreements, the reason why there is social parties. Do you understand? So there's little changes in your work will that will have a kind of chip on your output, should I say. So that's basically what I'm talking about. I think that's something that could be hard to grapple with because it kind of just changes you. So that's more than a physical change. That's a mental one as well, and you need to build that expertise back up. So that's one thing I'll say as that's one thing I would say is like a point to note. Like if you're going to make a move, you're going to make a change. I think that's a big point to note, and you need to be able to be ready to deal with that, especially if you have a couple of years experience, right? So yeah, is that enough tea?
Yeah, it's enough tea. I mean, so there's a learning curve, which could be steep, but yeah, as with everything in life, you just have to adapt. Okay, but if let's say if there was someone who just had an offer from a similar firm as you, and you were to give them like three tips on how to adapt, maybe work wise or just maybe socially or just generally living in Jersey, what would you tell them?
I'd say speak with your colleagues, right? Basically just speak with everybody because I figure it's probably best for you if you're a social person. I don't think I'm very much of that, right? So but then so far so good. You'll be fine. Talk to people, try to learn about the processes, how people do things. Just talk to people. It's like that is probably one of the hardest things for me to do, not because I'm shy, but because I'm like, oh, why do I need to do that? Because I don't know that that's very fun. I know that that's fun for some people, but if you talk to them to people and then you can learn the nooks and crannies, the shortcuts that you need in that firm. Yeah, I think that would be very helpful. And then you need to pay attention as well. You need to be ready to grow. You need to be ready to be able to be ready to take feedback, because and ask. So okay, maybe we should start off from asking for feedback. So that's you can that's the way to navigate it as well, because it's not very often that people volunteer feedback, right? So you talk to them, ask them, is this okay? What do you think I should be doing differently? Like go after it by yourself. Don't wait for your quarterly reviews or your semi-annual reviews or all of that. Ask people for feedback. Ask because people won't volunteer that, and then you might just be blindsided when you get to your review and you're like, why didn't you tell me all of this? Well, did you ask as well? And asking doesn't mean they want to tell you, so you might want to press for that as well. Yeah, so that I think that's one thing you can take for that. Ask for feedback because that will tell you where you're lacking, right? And you know what to do differently and how to proceed.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for that because I think sometimes we get so used to how we do things and then we just it doesn't really cross your mind to ask for feedback. But yeah, that's one thing I've learned as well so far, just to ask for feedback after each project or a major piece of work. I just ask for feedback. Like, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. So, how is the social life there in Jersey? So, for someone who has never been to Jersey, I've never been, and they're Nigerian, and let's say they've never lived abroad, they might have anxiety about their social life there. Like, how would they? Are there other Nigerians there? Would you feel like you're alone? So, how is it? How is it there socially?
There's other Nigerians in Jersey actually. I have two in my office. Shout out Damien and Yetunde. Um and well in terms of social life for Jersey, there's many things to see. But I think clubs close around 2 a.m. or something. So if you're the nightlife sort of person, probably not for you. But if you're interested in like eating, seeing beaches, yeah, that kind of stuff, yeah. So Jersey is definitely for that. So restaurants, eating out, fine dining, yeah, you find that in Jersey. Seafood, that's good stuff, right? But nightlife, no, nothing for you, nothing for you people, nothing for you. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And believe me when I say nothing, because you will cry tears. I'm not even joking. I'm summarizing. I'm summarizing like almost 2 years of pain and discomfort. My God, absence of Afrobeats. But because there's quite a number of South Africans, Nigerians, Kenyans around, we do sometimes get like Afrobeats parties from time to time. But but generally, nah, not really. No. Well, the advantage is, well, is it, I don't know if that's really an advantage because, okay, well, the advantage is you can pop into London at any time you want. You get, so it's fairly easy to move. I mean, it's just like a 45 minutes flight, and those go like every day, so should be fine. Should be fine if you are really that interested or invested in partying. You could fly over every weekend and do whatever you like because no visa restrictions this year, I mean, because it's just UK visa. So yeah,
Okay. So, do they have like churches? Are there churches or like more?
churches. There's Nigerians in the churches if you are interested in worshiping with Nigerians. There is yeah, definitely, and then there's community actually because I think currently, or was it yesterday? There's like a football match between like Africans on the island, and then there's like a neighboring island as well, Guernsey. So those participate as well from time to time. So it could be fun actually because there's community. There's definitely community if you seek them out, and you know how that thing is. If you have interest as well, that's another way to meet people, like cycling, the gym, playing ball. Yeah, so yeah, definitely you find people around. And everyone's quite welcoming to be honest. So I don't think if you're a social person, I don't think you feel it that much. You just make the best of what you have. I tell you that the club's close at 2 a.m. That's all I'm gonna say.
Chris, it seems like that was really
I'm gonna say that's all.
that was a pain point for you.
Don't forget it, because when you there will be signs. There will be signs, and that's a sign. That's a sign. There will be signs.
Okay, thank you so much. At least you were quite honest. Some people just come and gloss over it and say, "Oh no, it's fine. Just
But it's fine,
you'll be
no.
all
It's fine.
right."
Truth is, it's fine, no. But you will find out.
At least if you were thinking of moving to Jersey, now you know if you're.
But I might be exaggerating a bit, really, because like I said, some people organize parties dedicated to Afrobeats from time to time, because that's what's stressing me out. But I still attended one like that was in April. Yeah, so yeah, so that's like last month now. So yeah, yeah, from time to time, from time to time, I'm just being dramatic about it.
Flight London or
Exactly.
Manchester.
Exactly. So there's always that option. You can always just fly and go and do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now to the last question, which is culture shocks. Like, did you experience any culture? I know you've touched a bit on that, but so in terms of in like at work, did you experience any culture shocks?
My favorite culture shock is just the use of English.
Mhm.
Because it appears that everyone uses words, but like they intend them to mean different things. I think the most popular one is someone that wants to ask you to do something, and then they'll be like, I would like, oh, okay, let me see. I would call the clients and ask them for the information, right? Like that sounds from my Nigerian English perspective, that sounds like they are saying they will go and do it, like they will go off and do it. But what they actually mean is for you to do it. You get me? I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But apparently it's English, so my Nigerian English had to take a correction on that. So, but yeah, I think communication, the way people speak, is by speak. I mean the way they use their words, English words, is kind of different. So I don't know how to navigate that because it's kind of like a minefield because you find out over time. But yeah, that's been a culture shock. Let me see. Another one is, well, still about the way people speak. Really, is I think Nigerians are more direct in the way they say things, the way they ask for things, but not so the British, should I say? Not so direct, not so direct. So that's kind of a culture shock. That was yeah, the way people communicate, the way they ask for things that they want. It's all kind of subtle.
Yeah.
Feels yeah. Yeah. So I think that's major culture shock I've had.
That's true. And then you also have to adapt in the way you speak as well. So you when you're speaking to your colleagues or your manager, you wouldn't just say, "Oh, please help me with this," or "Oh, do you mind?" Yeah, your manager saying, "Oh, do you mind?" I'm like, why would I mind? Hello, is this not why I'm here?
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, do you have some capacity?" But where we're coming from, they don't
Nobody
ask. In
cares about
fact,
your
we will manufacture that
capacity. You will
capacity.
do the work. You playing, you do the work, my friend.
That's why you're collecting your salary.
And but then, would you also say that do you have capacity is a serious question as well? Because I mean, like, well, I mean, you could say no, but you probably pay for that somehow. Do you get me?
Well, I don't know about you, but I say, oh, if my plate is full, I say, oh, I have this and this and this and this and this going on, and they're like, oh, okay, okay, so maybe you can start that in 2 days. Because we're human beings now, we need balance in life.
Agreed. You use to manage expectations as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and to manage expectations, I'm not a computer or a robot. Okay, thank you so much, Chris. This has been interesting. It has been so insightful. So, if you're thinking of moving to Jersey or one of the other neighboring islands, Chris is your best person to contact. So, I'll link his LinkedIn um, link, or I'll link the link to his LinkedIn. I'll link your LinkedIn bio below. And then if you have any questions, further questions for him, you can feel free to reach out. He'll respond to you. And yeah, just say you're from me. That's the magic word.
Agreed.
So thank you so much, Chris. I know I've been chasing you for months, but yeah, you finally um come on here. So thank you very much. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Pleasure. Bye, Tele.
Bye.